Hey, what's up YouTube? Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry I've been away for a couple weeks. As you can see, I had to shave off the beard. Had to go do some Army training in Georgia. So of course, per regs, this has to go, but the mustache stayed. Today we've got a new part going on the Audi. It's from Integrated Engineering as per usual. They seem to be sending me a whole lot of stuff lately, so I can't wait to get this installed and show you guys what we have going on. Let's check it out. So yeah, here it is. We've got Integrated's brand new downpipe that just released for this platform. It's got a high flow cat, it's a cast design. This thing is beautiful. It'll bolt up to the stock location. So it will work with the AWE exhaust that I installed in the previous video. This one won't be as labor intensive, but I will have to get back there to that dreadful bolt. So hopefully it wwon't be as bad this time since I'm kind of versed in it now. Little update on the Audi. I got new wheels. They are 19-inch TE37s. Specs are 19 by 9.5 ET32. 3 mil space from the front, 5 mil in the rear, just to kind of give it more of a flush look. And I think today while I'm up on jack stands, I'm probably going to lower it a little bit more because I don't know, it's not low enough. The spec should have been about the same as the Vossens, but I think overall, because there's just a little bit more stretch here, it does look a little smaller. So, no biggie. We've got the KW coilovers in there. I can spin them down, maybe, I don't know, a couple threads and see what happens. But there's the front, and there's the rear. Same specs, front and rear, just a little bit of a different spacer size. So first things first, we're gonna get this up on jack stands. Probably crack the lug bolts loose in the front, just so I can have that ready for the suspension adjustment as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this thing up on jack stands, put you guys on a tripod, and we'll get this going. All right guys, so as you can see, I've got the car up on 2 jack stands in the front. For any of those wondering, I don't know if I showed this before, but I usually use that point there. So I set it on this front like subframe bolt. Since that goes up into the body, it seems to be the most stable point, because it's kind of a nightmare to get it on the pinch welds there. So that is where I put it. While I was on the ground, I went ahead and removed the engine cover, the heat shield, the top 2 nuts, the 12 mils that are down there. Already went ahead and got those loosened. The other 2 I'm going to tackle from underneath. Well, this back one here I'm leaving for last because it sucks. But that one, I'm going to hop under there, pull off the belly shield, tackle that one. We'll get to that last one, remove the V-band, and pull her out. I do need to find, though, I don't think I have an O2 sensor socket, so I'm going to see if I have an adjustable wrench or a wrench that fits over that. If not, I'll probably just run to Lowe's real quick. So yeah, I'm going to hop underneath this thing and tackle that bottom bolt. Before I climb under the car, though, you know, I got to show you guys Archer. Archer.
Yay!
There he is. What's up, buddy? Alright, let's get under the car. Hi guys, so quick update. I got the bottom bolt down there loose. Got to work on this last one over here. Just wanted to show you the V-band clamp is off. It's a T30 Torx up top. And then this lip that sits around the turbo, you just kind of want to pry in there. Don't damage anything, of course. Be careful. But once you get it loose, this is what it looks like. Just have it sit here until you get the downpipe taken off. Alright, I'm going to get back there, work on that bolt, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Hey guys, I'm still working on getting that bottom bolt out, but I wanted to make sure I had the right tool to get the O2 sensor out. Obviously, I got it out. Didn't have an O2 sensor socket, but I ran to Lowe's real quick, and I picked up an adjustable wrench. It worked just fine. This one actually locks in really well. That's the biggest thing you want, is one that doesn't have a lot of slack, so that you can get this on there tight, and then put a lot of force behind it and get it loose, because it was in there pretty tight. I mean, all the heat, you got to think expanding, contracting, it being in there for probably the full life of this car, 40,000 miles or so. It was stuck in there pretty good, but we got it out, didn't strip it, threads look good, so we're good to go there. All right, I'm going to get working on that bottom bolt finally. We'll pull this thing out, and I'll show you guys the progress. All right, guys, all the bolts, nuts are loosened, V-band's off, O2 sensor's out. In theory, this should come right out. Let's see here. How do you get this out? You know what? Instead of you guys watch me struggle, I'm going to figure out the angle and I'll show you the result. All right. After some struggling, this is the angle that you have to get the downpipe out at. It won't come out any other way as far as I could tell. I had to hop on the YouTube and watch somebody else's install, and they got it out this way. As soon as I tried it, it came right out. Well, for the most part. Suggestion would be down here for the lower downpipes, unbolt the little spring bolt that's down there so that you have some movement, as you can see. There's a lot of movement now because of the flex pipe that's down at the bottom of that. Unbolt that one, unbolt the spring on that side, slide this and sort of angle it out to the right, around the turbo, and then this behemoth comes out. Yeah. And to do a little comparison, there's Archer, my helper. He's checking out the downpipes. You can see a huge difference here. This one should be much easier to get in. This thing, I mean, it's huge. I'm pretty sure it's got 2 cats, if I'm looking at this correctly. And then the IE has the 1 and the cast part. I'm gonna go ahead and get you set back up on the tripod. You can watch me drop this thing in, and hopefully it's a lot easier than getting that one out. We'll be back. All right, got you set up. I'm gonna grab the downpipe. I think the way I'm gonna do this is just set it in here, get the bolts and everything on it, and then we'll go about getting the new gaskets in place. That's there. I'm gonna set the V-band on it just to kind of hold it in place. I'm gonna get the actual downpipes started, get the bolts going, get the gaskets on, and then we'll get everything buttoned up. Check it out, guys. We are finished up. We've got all the bolts, all the hardware tightened. V-band is clamped back down. Little pro tip: when you're installing the downpipe, I installed the springs back on the downpipes down there to help get everything positioned in place, so I can clamp this to either side. Once you've done that, unbolt those spring clips again, because then with those tight and the spring clips tight, there's not a lot of movement up here. So it's tough to get the V-band back on and get everything lined up and the downpipe sealed to the turbo. Make sure you do that. Another cool thing is with this combo, IE and AWE, I was able to access all the bolts from up top and actually tighten everything from up top. Still have to get underneath, you know, to take the belly shield off, put the spring bolts back in, and all that kind of stuff. For future reference, if any of you are installing 2 aftermarket parts, it should bolt up from up top. Another thing, if you have the 034 brace, obviously I had to pull off the middle. That was my issue removing the stock downpipe. So pulled that off, and you get plenty of clearance. So I'll have to put that back in and retort that down. I just removed those 2 bolts there. And there's 2 bolts there. I'm gonna hop back under the car. Put these spring bolts back in, get the belly shield back on, take a look at my oil leak while I'm down there too, just to kind of see how it is. Alright guys, so everything's pretty much wrapped up. I'm going to run inside, grab my laptop, because we have to upload the stage 2 file. I'll show you that process, but just to take another look at everything, there is the integrated downpipe. Still have to reinstall the strut bar, still have to tighten down the catch can, heat shield, engine cover, etc. And then my wheels are still on, so I'm going to pop those off and make a couple adjustments to the suspension as well. Let's get this uploaded, and then we'll get a cold start and listen for any leaks. Alright, so here we are in the car. Got the flash wizard loaded. So make sure it's hooked up to a battery tender, something like that, so you don't kill your battery and destroy this thing halfway through. Make sure you plug into the OBD2 port. Ignition is on, but the car is not started. It's going to pull up your VIN associated with integrated. It's going to pull up what tunes you have currently, which I have stage 1 and the transmission tune as well. This is where you're going to select your next tune. So stage 2, you can see all the options: 91, 93, E40, E60, E85, crackle tunes, non-crackle tunes, etc. Let's go ahead and just load stage 2 93 standard, kind of see how I feel about it, and hit flash. It wants to make sure, so 93 octane downpipe intake intercooler, highly recommended, and TCU tune. We're good to go on that. So now it's going to get started. So it's usually pretty quick. You're going to hear the car do a lot of weird things, close different modules, relays are going to pop, stuff like that. Again, this is just it going through the process of erasing the current setup and installing the new one. Also, apologize for the glare in here. It's still pretty bright, and trying to record on a computer screen is rough. But you can see Archer. That's it. As you can see here, if you have any additional modules to flash, be sure to start the car, turn it off, turn it back on. So if you're going to upload the transmission tune, for example, you want to follow these steps, turn everything back off, kind of restart the process, and then upload the TCU tune. But that is already on my car, so gonna go ahead and shut this down, get the car back on the ground, and it's cold start time. Let's go. Alright guys, we are back on the ground. I'm gonna put you out back and let's get that cold start I promised you. I would say it's a little louder. Checked over here. I don't feel any exhaust leaks down there. I don't hear any exhaust leaks. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now, but yeah, I think we're okay. I just feel heat. It gets hot really fast. I'm gonna go ahead and put the heat shield back on engine cover. We're gonna go for a test drive. Alright guys, everything seems normal. It's definitely louder. I don't know if you can tell from that cold start. You probably could though. It is for sure louder. I hope you don't mind the wind. I got the windows down, just kind of listening to everything. It's a little windy here today. A little chilly actually as well. But yeah, I can't really rip it around here too much. Speed limit's really low because we're on a on the beach road here, A1A, and the speed limit's only like 35. So can't go too crazy, but I'm gonna see if I can get a little sound clip for you guys. That's about all I can do. I really don't want to get a speeding ticket, but this thing sounds crazy now. The burbles it still does is kind of like factory. They're really subtle. I think I'm not going to go with the crackle pop tune, but overall this is fantastic. Shout out to IE for making this and sending it to me. Yeah, that's it for now. Talk to you guys in the driveway. Alright, so here we are back at the house. Driveway's a little uneven, so we might not be able to really see what the stand looks like now, but pretty happy with that. I dropped it down 5 threads in the front. The rear's maxed out, so I can't go any lower. Here's the exhaust at idle. Alright, so that wraps up another install and another video. Everything seems good to go. Note, I don't really smell any fumes in the cabin. I'm sure I will for the first couple 100 miles or whatever because it is new. There's handprints or whatever else on it, so they're gonna burn off. But as far as it being a high flow cat and everything, I'm sitting here at idle and I don't smell anything. With the windows down, I did smell a little bit, but I think that it was because it was coming back in from the outside to the inside. Obviously outside it's gonna smell a little bit because it is pretty much straight piped minus the high flow cat. But yeah, big shout out to everybody at Integrated. I've got on their shirt today. Make sure you go check out their website. They've got tons of shirts, stickers, hats, accessories, stuff like that. So if you pick up a tune, if you pick up a part, grab some swag too. This is a really comfortable shirt. They sent me over a couple with the Downpipe and both are pretty great. This one is just their striped one, as you can see. And then they also sent me the GTI Generations one, which I think is a pretty killer design. It's got the front ends of all the Mark 1 through Mark 7. I think they're probably going to add Mark 8 here eventually since that just came out. But yeah, thanks again so much for stopping by. Thanks again to Integrated for sending me the part, letting me go stage 2. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff, of course. And if you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below and I'll reply as I can. Until next time, y'all take care.